artificial intelligence. The term itself can feel kind of heavy, right? It makes you think of this whole world that's locked behind complicated code, something only a few people can get into. But what if I told you that world isn't locked at all? What if that door is actually wide open for you right now?
Yeah, when you hear AI, your mind probably jumps straight to endless lines of code, complex algorithms, and, super dense math. And if you've ever thought, hey, that's not for me, because you're not a coder, well, you are definitely not alone. That feeling of being on the outside, looking in, totally normal.
But here's the absolute truth, and it's the main idea we're going to talk about. That belief is just plain wrong. AI isn't some private club for programmers anymore, and we're about to show you exactly how to get your lifetime membership.
Okay, so Section 1. It all starts by just rethinking the rules. The very first step is a really simple but powerful shift in your mindset. You've got to see yourself as a driver, not a builder. And trust me, that one little idea, it changes everything. Here it is. This is the one distinction that's going to set you free. Understanding AI is not the same thing as building it from the ground up. You can absolutely learn how it thinks, how it's shaping our world, and even how to use its power, all without ever writing a single line of code.
Just think about it like this. Most of us are pretty good drivers, right? We can handle traffic, maybe even parallel park on a good day, merge onto a busy highway. But how many of us could actually get under the hood and build the car's engine? You don't need to be the mechanic to master the journey. And the exact same logic applies to AI.
So if we're not going to worry about building the engine, what should we be learning? Well, this is where we shift our focus away from all that complicated code and onto the core concepts, the big ideas that are really powering AI.
Right. So if we're going to set aside the programming languages for a minute, what are the essential concepts you actually need to know? Let's break down the real building blocks for understanding AI.
First up is machine learning. Seriously, this is the beating heart of pretty much all modern AI. Instead of us having to program a million different rules, we just give the computer a bunch of data and let it find the patterns. You know how a spam filter just kind of learns to spot junk mail? Yeah, that's machine learning right there in action.
And how does an AI actually learn? Well, it learns through something we call training data. I want you to imagine this as a huge library of textbooks and examples that we feed to the AI. The quality and the diversity of that library, that's going to define everything the AI knows and, of course, how it behaves.
But what happens if those textbooks are flawed? I mean, if the data we give it is skewed or incomplete, the AI learns those same flaws, and then it starts producing these really unreliable, prejudiced results. This is what we call bias in AI. And honestly, understanding this limitation is a massive part of being truly AI literate.
And AI has a couple of different ways of learning. Think of it like two different teaching methods. First, you've got supervised learning. This is like giving the AI a textbook that has a complete answer key in the back. Then you have unsupervised learning, which is where we just give it a giant, messy library of information and say, okay, go find the hidden patterns all on your own.
All right, so now that we have the core concepts down, it's time to turn that theory into practice. It's time to use the tools. Because look, knowing what machine learning is one thing, but the absolute best way to really get it is to get your hands dirty. And today, you can do all of that without any code.
We are at this amazing point in time where that huge wall of code that once stood between you and AI has completely crumbled down. And in its place is this whole new world of simple, visual drag-and-drop tools that let you actually experiment and even build with AI firsthand.
So a typical workflow with these no-code tools looks something like this. You upload your data, you choose a goal, let's say classify all my customer feedback or generate some product descriptions. You click a single button that says train, and then, boom, you get your result. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's a click-and-play reality.
And this all leads to a very simple truth. Reading about AI is great, but interacting with it, that's transformative. The fastest way to truly, deeply understand this technology is to use it, to play with it, to see where it totally shines, and, just as importantly, to see where it fails. And all of this, the concepts, the tools, the hands-on experience, it all leads to our ultimate goal, becoming AI literate. And let's be clear, this isn't just another tech skill. This is the new essential literacy for the modern world.
So let's just reframe the objective here. For most of us, the goal isn't to climb this treacherous mountain of becoming an AI engineer. No, it's to walk the really accessible, super valuable path of achieving AI literacy.
So what even is AI literacy? Well, it's really about being able to see both sides of the coin. It's knowing what AI can do, for sure, but also knowing its limits. It's understanding the potential ethical risks. And maybe most importantly, it's about learning how to ask the right questions to really unlock the power of these tools.
And make no mistake, this is not a passing trend. The ability to navigate a world that is completely shaped by AI, to use it wisely, and to question its output, that is the skill that is going to define the future of work.
And this really brings it all home. The fear isn't about AI replacing people who can't code. The reality is that the future belongs to those who adapt, who learn to work alongside these incredible new tools.
Which leaves us with just one simple, direct question. And it has nothing to do with technology. It's all about your mindset. Are you ready to adapt?
Because in the end, the biggest barrier isn't your resume or what you studied in college. It has absolutely nothing to do with your technical background. The only thing you truly need to begin this journey is the curiosity and the courage to just start.